So,
Ladies and gentlemen, oh, you spilled on yourself.
in typical
You.
Zoe fashion.
It suits you.
In
We're
typical Zoe
here
fashion.
at 219 Central Avenue.
Here at First Live Studios. You already know what
Bushwick,
time
Brooklyn.
it is. The County of Kings. The Borough of Brooklyn.
You're in the County of Kings with the Kings of the County.
Yes, sir.
See, that's some shit right there.
There you go.
I'm glad we recorded that.
Yeah,
I don't have to write
we're
it down.
gonna iron that out, and it's gonna be real fun when we get to it for realsies. And neither one of us, man. Like, let's be honest here. We grew up. Our parents worked. They had the budget. We didn't have everything we wanted, but we had everything we needed growing up.
Yeah.
And some things we wanted.
And we're very grateful for that shit.
And it taught us to be grateful for everything we have, to respect everything we have, to be appreciative of everything we have. And, you know, one of the things I've always said growing up that I'm happy about, that I'm lucky, is that my parents were never really, you know, because me and my brother had bigger feet. They could never really afford expensive sneakers for us. Like, we couldn't always get the crazy sneakers, everybody, you know. And that was a big thing growing up, is your sneakers. You could wear anything, man, but your sneakers, if your sneakers was whack, you were whack, man.
They was clowning you.
You would judge no matter what you had on, man. And
but that's something that I believe still exists till today. I think even worse now.
I think worse now because people are more superficial.
And the prices went up.
The prices went up. People, like the sneaker, like what I want is sneaker culture. Sneaker collectors. I mean, there are people who pay these crazy prices and buy multiple pairs and then never wear them.
Just to keep them in the box, keep them fresh, and to say that they have them.
Yeah, man.
Like collector's items almost. Which to me is stupid because...
I mean, I know that people do rebuy sneakers at crazy values, but I don't know any of these people that do this that resell them. They just hold on.
That's another thing, because when I was first introduced to like the sneaker culture, it was through people that was buying and selling. And if you just flipping sneakers, then that's a business. That's your thing.
There's people that do that.
But if you just have like all these sneakers in the closet which haven't been touched and you have no
or been worn once, like worn twice. I only wore them twice, and then they back there in the closet.
Like to me, that doesn't make sense.
Nah, man, that's crazy. I couldn't do it. But it's one thing I'm appreciative of, like that we couldn't afford like crazy sneakers. They couldn't do it.
And I feel like if we were forced into being those people that had expensive sneakers, then we would have grown up with that same mentality.
With that same, even expensive shit
that if
in
we
general.
Didn't have the newest, hottest shit,
I learned young, like my mom could afford like some name brand shit. Everything wasn't gonna be name brand. But like I learned to appreciate. God damn you. I learned to appreciate everything like Old Navy, like the simple shit, the Gap, you know.
Steve and Barry's.
Yes, you learn to appreciate those places, bro. Cause and it's even now why even when I go to like I said, like I'm an honest man. All my shopping is done at three main places: Burlington Coat Factory, TJ Maxx, and Marshalls, because of the discounted prices.
And essentially, have you ever owned, like, what's the most expensive pair of sneakers you ever got?
I won't say sneakers. I'll say the most expensive pair of anything on my feet that I wear or have ever worn are the winter boots that I wear to work. The boots that I wore to your house last week.
Yeah.
When, like I've been saying, I don't feel like putting them back on and having to tie them up and zip them back up. Those are winter boots, like, for in the cold. And I bought those last year. Those were $160. And those are boots that I'm going to have for a few years.
You see, $160 boots compared to $700-800 sneakers, which is kind of being the norm. Like, when the Yeezys come out,
these are people buy them. And here's the thing when it comes to, like, I didn't get to with the buying and reselling market on sneakers, is the people who buy them and flip them who know, these are going to be a hot release. They're limited. If I could get me one or two pairs and a common size that you can then flip when they sell out, you, sir, are a businessman, and smart. Kudos to you if you do it right, and you're able to make some sort of profit, even if it isn't a large one. You're able to make some sort of profit, hopefully.
But the market's changed though, because back in the day, You had to wait in front of this. You remember when
Yeah.
Jordans came out, there would be lines of people,
They
almost
would-
like Black Friday.
And then you would have like almost like same shit like Black Friday, man. Everybody couldn't get them. The releases.
And they were limited X amount per customer, whatever the case is. Now what they're doing is they have apps. So they'll put a release time, and if you have to press the button as soon as the countdown ends. Now you got 5 million people pressing the button at the same time, trying to get 500 pairs of sneakers. So that's how the price just keeps going
And there's
up.
people, I even see people that do that, and they're like, "Yo, I got period reserve," and they'll flip that like for a little bit because somebody, "Yo, I want those," and they couldn't get it, and now you'll sell them that code to go get those sneakers or get them shipped to you if that's your size, and they'll flip that code for a little bit of money.
Imagine having 10 cell phones lined up and some sort of gadget that you created that when you drop that shit, it presses all the buttons at the same time.
They say that there's like that's how a lot of people when they have these concerts that sell out really fast, and then you see them on StubHub really quick. They say that that's how a lot of these like second and third party ticket purchases and stuff for these events do it. That they'll have a bunch of cell phones lined up or a bunch of people on phones, and then just second they go on, like as many people as you can on as many phones as you can, get as many tickets as you can, and then try to resell them on the market because you've brought up a bulk of them.
Would you consider sneakers being that people have careers buying and reselling? Are the sneakers themselves an appreciating value or a depreciating value?
It depends on the sneakers, depends on the condition, it depends on the person. It depends on
Because once you wear the sneakers once, it's like driving the car off the lot.
driving the car a lot. I think once they go on your feet, they lose value. To some people, maybe not. I think to the official collectors or what have you, it crease them, a little bit of dirt or whatever. You wear them you wear them outside, you're gonna get them dirty no matter what. And there's people that look at that. You wear they wear the soles a little bit. Like there's people that shit matters to them for whatever reasons, and that's their prerogative. That's their shit. And that's not me. And the reason for this podcast though that we even started this is I told you earlier why I want to talk about sneakers is we've never been sneakerheads, but for the last Star Wars that's supposed to come out around Christmas time, Adidas is dropping a line of Star Wars sneakers, and I actually saw them yesterday. I think they come out December 2nd or 3rd, like this week sometime coming up. And I saw
They're
them.
dropping it through the app, or is it going straight to
like
stores?
going to stores. Like I believe it's gonna be a mass release, not like limited or nothing. But I saw some of the sneakers, man. I'm looking at these shits like, yo, like, A, I just got into Star Wars and that's pretty dope. And B, some of these sneakers are fucking dope. Like they have like
So it's graphics from Star Wars printed on the...
Nah, they are like Adidas sneakers right now, models of Adidas sneakers, but like they're colored and like have little like symbols that would represent. Like they have like the knit, like they everybody has the knit sneakers now. They have those like the knit runners. They have a pair for Yoda that are black and green and like have this green like stitching and shit. And then they have another pair that's for Darth Vader that's black and red and has like this like black stitching.
You see, shit like that makes me think about the podcast that we did not too long ago on trademarks and licensing. Because I want to know if the people from Star Wars were actually involved in the creation of these sneakers, or if Adidas just basically got the license to print any kind of Star Wars design on the shoe.
I think maybe they had to get some. I think they have the license. It has to be licensed to them. I'm going to guess George Lucas ain't going to do it like that. I'm going to pull these sneakers up, though, so you can see them. Because these shit is dope.
Was that a...
I don't know what that
you
was.
saw that, right?
Yeah.
That was a little spooky.
Let me just pull up all of them so you can see this. This is the picture of all of them.
So...
Those shits is dope, bro.
So they
I
are
want
good.
4 out of the 6 of those sneakers, bro.
They're good.
Like
I like the top
those are the Darth
red
Vader ones. I want the Darth Vader ones. I want the Yoda ones.
But
I
you
want
know
those,
what it is?
and I want these R2D2, and those are like the Stormtrooper joints.
I want to know how much Adidas paid for the Star Wars license. After all this is said and done, I want to see the numbers on the sneakers, because if they did it properly, that's gonna be a huge flip, bro.
I mean, but they did some for like the last 2 movies that sold pretty good.
For Star Wars,
Yeah.
So this isn't even
This
the
isn't
first.
this isn't
This
even
is
like the
the
first
third
one.
series.
Yeah, it's like I mean, for the first two newer movies, I believe they had some, or like for the last movie. But this is the
Then
second.
why aren't other sneaker brands getting movie licenses?
Cause I mean, what real like? I mean, I believe like they had a few like limited Nikes, or someone did limited somethings for the Avengers. If I'm not mistaken, I saw somewhere they did like limited releases for that, for like their their characters and such. And for other like a few other ones, but they're not as like I haven't seen them that many. I've seen some of the athletes, some of the basketball players who like have their shit licensed, or not even licensed, but have designs for cartoon characters or such. But you know that's just it depends. I don't know exactly how that goes when it comes to licensing and whatnot with the character rights and such, but you know.
So if you owned a sneaker company and you're basically in a room with everybody smoking cigars in a penthouse somewhere, overlooking the city. You're eating some rare cheeses, and somebody asks you, "What movie do you want the license to print on your sneakers?" What movie would you go with?
Right now, I couldn't even call it, man. I honestly couldn't even call it. I'd honestly say it'd probably be something. I'd probably go with the MCU universe.
I'd take a license for the Scarface movie and throw some designs on some white uptowns and some black uptowns.
But the thing is, like it can't. Like I think that graphics, like graphic sneakers are tacky now. Like they've gotten tacky, so it couldn't be like.
But
that.
you got to do it tastefully too, because
If you're
I've
putting
seen
full-blown-
Space Jam
yeah.
sneakers that look way better than the original Jordans. That it was like some custom shit.
Yeah.
Those look crazy.
It depends how they're done. If they're done tastefully with graphics and stuff. For me, I've seen them not be done tastefully. So for me, it's no graphics. If they were colors and like
Not a complete wraparound.
Yeah.
The complete wraparound is cheesy.
yeah,
If it's like within the check,
yeah, within the check, within somewhere like a small
on the
something.
sole,
Yeah.
on the sole strip on the bottom.
Yeah, something. I wouldn't mind some Bud and Roach
Bud and
sneakers.
Roach sneakers,
Shit, I'm okay with that. I designed.
they're gonna look like the beef and broccolis.
Word. There's gonna be a lot of green, a lot of brown, probably some purple.
They're gonna look like the beef and broccolis. Now, for the people who don't know what the beef and broccolis
Do your
are,
research. Nah, we're not even gonna tell you that, man. If you don't know what the beef and broccolis are, we
Is
just
that
talked
a New
about.
York- is that a New
I
York
don't know if
term?
it's a New York thing, but seeing as Tim's are sort of synonymous with New York
City.
I'm gonna say beef and broccoli.
That's
like
a
the
New
term
York thing.
beef and broccolis might be more synonymous with New York. I'll say the tri-state area.
Just do your research.
Do your research on the beef and broccolis.
But I thought about that too, and there's certain websites that like even with down to like the Converse sneakers. I tried the Bud and Roach colors on it, and I always think back to those beef and broccolis. Yeah, I feel like everybody that we know is gonna be like, "Yo, this shit is just beef and broccoli." Man.
Yeah, like we couldn't do the Bud and Roach colors. We would have to incorporate other colors into it. We would have to incorporate other stuff because everyone like it was brown and green is mainly what we do, and
I think a good price point would be for us in the $60 to $80 range.
oh yeah, without a doubt. I was gonna say $50 to $60 range.
I would never-
do that to move. Hey, if we were putting it together and we're getting them shipped from somewhere, which would most likely be overseas, and let's say we were able to hook up and get lucky enough to get like a Starberry style, where it's the same type of place where other major sneakers are produced, and we could get these sneakers produced and have quality materials, and they're making them for.
And the Starberries were dope too.
They were dope. They played great. They didn't fall apart. And if we could produce them and then sell them like he was selling, it was all profit. Forget about it. I'd sell those shits for $50.
That's easy. I think what they're doing now with all these companies like on Shopify and shit, there's a plugin that the base cost for the sneaker is like $30. Then you add your design, you add your commission, and then whatever they sell over the 30 is all you.
Yeah.
And they print, they ship. So we could talk about that shit.
Yeah, like
I
I
just
saw
don't
a
think we could do
dude-
the beef and broccoli successfully without getting clowned in the hood.
Yeah, I saw a dude yesterday. There was an ad, it was a Black Friday sale for dad hats, and I looked at it. It was an Etsy shop, and I was like, "These are actually some pretty cool hats." But I'm like, like not buying them though. Like they're not my style dad hats, but they're pretty dope. So a couple of dope designs, and I saw it was all an Etsy shop, and where he was selling them at. I'm like, if you're selling these on Black Friday, you still have to be turning a profit at this price. What are these really costing you? And you're selling these every week, and this is half off. I'm like, this is crazy. Like
The-
looking
the-
at it, I
the
see why
best-
for people who do it, why it's such a like market that's open.
But the best dad hat feel that I've ever felt is from the Tony's
From
hat.
the Tony's hat, I love that
That
feel.
shit is the most comfortable fucking like. If we ever print hats,
Oh,
we
they're
gotta
going
use
on that.
we gotta use that company.
I want to use
those
that
hats.
company, those hats, see what other type of hats. But I love the trucker, like the mesh feel to the back of it too.
So with that one,
Yeah, man. You already know where to follow us, man, and where if you're in the neighborhood,
At
to come
Bud and
get some
Roach.
amazing coffee here at First Live Studios, and we'll see you around on the next one.